There is so much to say about Gabrielle Chanel and the empire that she has created, but we're just gonna stick to the 10 things you should remember whenever you think about watch and jewelry at Chanel. Did you know that the watch and jewelry department at Chanel was only created in 1993? In doing so, Chanel officially relaunched its fine jewelry line, rekindling Gabrielle's revolutionary spirit. To this day, the house continues to explore innovative jewelry techniques, keeping her very minimalistic yet bold aesthetic alive while pushing the boundaries of design. Many of you know that Gabrielle Chanel didn't have an easy life. Needless to say that she did not want to let her difficult start in life define her, and as stubborn and laser-focused as she was, she came through her adversity with great ambition, famously repeating, "My life didn't please me, so I created my life." And she was interested in fashion and taught herself to sew whilst at the monastery, and her experiences later became her inspiration for her designs, as she first started her career creating hats under the name of Chanel Modes. In asserting the great temper that she had, shortly after the 1929 economic crash, Gabrielle Chanel's first fine jewelry collection was against everyone's advice, leading up to real scandal. Because Gabrielle Chanel created her first fine jewelry collection in 1932 entirely focused on diamonds that she borrowed from the Diamond Corporation Limited, promising she would pay them if her jewelry sold, even though she was supposed to only create an exhibition and promised to some jewelry delegation to fully unmount each diamond of each piece of jewelry. Yeah, right. It was not knowing Coco Chanel to think for a second she would comply to those rules. She named Bijoux de Diamant a collection featured bold design and unexpected shapes, breaking away from the conventional jewelry at the time, but also at a time where most women couldn't afford real diamond jewelry. The mine wasn't really there. But Chanel embraced simplicity and elegance, setting the tone for the future high jewelry that turned out to travel the world, making Gabrielle appear on every single cover of fashion magazine. This collection at the time almost sold out, but 90 years later, Chanel paid a tribute to Gabrielle and her Bijoux de Diamant in unveiling a high jewelry collection named 1932, focused solely on the sun, the moon, and the iconic comet. Speaking of the comet, did you know that it has been one of Gabrielle's most iconic icons? This star, which led to the creation of the entire comet collection, has always fascinated her, symbolizing at the same time total freedom and the universe. And the comet designs feature diamonds and celestial interpretation of what happens in the sky, translated into mesmerizing pieces of jewelry, and has become over time the house's most emblematic jewelry collection. In addition to the comet iconic motif, the lion and the camellia flowers, probably to this day, still share the podium for the most iconic symbols that define the style of Chanel. As a matter of fact, the lion was her zodiac sign, Leo, and this motif appears throughout her designs, embodying strength and courage, but also individuality. A full collection named Sous le signe du lion has been paying tribute to this emblem and using dramatic gold and diamond pieces. We can even see some tablecloth or some really interestingly crafted objects featuring the head or even the head and the body of this fiery animal. The camellia flower, on the other hand, which we can spot on many fashion pieces but also as part of the overall logo and branding of the brand, has always been Gabrielle's favorite flower and frequently appears in the jewelry collection. The camellia symbolizes purity and longevity, reflected in the elegant and delicate design of the camellia jewelry line, just like the camellia filet, which embodies a flower but with spaces that leaves the air and the light to come in and out, almost like a lace. If you didn't know, the première watch was created in 1987, and it happens to be the very first timepiece designed exclusively for women. The watch's octagonal shape was inspired by the actual shape of the Place Vendôme located in the center of Paris, but also by the cap of the famous Chanel No. 5 perfume bottle, which, by the way, happens to be the most sold perfume in the world. Apparently, there's a bottle of Chanel No. 5 sold approximately every 30 seconds. This translates to just over 1 million bottles per year. As per the Premiere watch, this instantly recognizable silhouette cemented Chanel's place in luxury watchmaking. The J12 watch is interesting because originally this watch was designed for men. It went from a men's watch to a woman's icon. Originally designed in 2000, the J12 ceramic watch quickly became one of Chanel's most successful timepieces for women. Introducing the groundbreaking use of ceramic, Chanel was the first luxury brand to ever use and introduce such a material in a specific collection. This high-tech material was extremely modern, but also scratch-resistant and high-tech, but also lightweight, which made the J12 a pioneer watch in ceramic. Its sleek and sporty design, coupled with high-tech ceramic materials, has revolutionized the women's world when we talk about watchmaking. And to this day, it remains an enduring icon of style and functionality in the luxury field of watchmaking at Chanel. Speaking of design, the 255 handbag, which its name is a reference to the date it was actually revealed, February 1955, is the ultimate collector item. Because yes, Coco Chanel would insist that her atelier staff have perfectly manicured nails and hand-free of cream or any gloves, saying that they needed to feel the bag in order to create it. And it's still made to such exacting standards today, between 6 to 15 people who need to work on each and every single 255 bag, using only the softest skin from the belly of the lamb. And to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the creation of this iconic 255, in 2015, Chanel unveiled a brand new collection named Coco Crush. It's a jewelry line embodying the spirit of Chanel more than ever with its quilted pattern, inspired by the iconic matelassé stitching found in Chanel's bag. It quickly became a modern symbol of Chanel's jewelry, linking jewelry to fashion. And the bridal line of Coco Crush, in addition to the watch line that most likely looks like a jewelry cuff that gives the time, shows the perfect twist between the two worlds, or three for the matter. Now, very much known for its monochromatic lines, Chanel hasn't been using a lot of colored gemstones or modern materials in their fine or high jewelry collection. Even though Gabrielle Chanel herself popularized costume jewelry made of colors from many crystals and fine or colored gemstones to her collection. And people were shocked at the time because until that point, fake gems were widely considered a pitiable faux pas committed for people who couldn't afford the real thing. But Chanel delighted in breaking the rules as ever and mixing fine jewelry with couture in an opulent array of costume jewelry. But even as she puts it, costume jewelry isn't meant to provoke desire, just astonishment at its most. It must remain an ornament and amusement. And to this day, some of the most sought after pieces are made with colorful glass by the House of Gripois. Chanel herself was known to don a resplendent stacking of faux pearl necklaces and sautoirs, enamel cuffs and brooches. And she was inspired by different historical culture, especially Byzantine jewelry, like Maltese crosses that became her house signature. In the last couple of years, Chanel has proven to experience and get through different areas of modern and high-tech materials, especially in some of the latest high jewelry collections. One of the last things that has put Chanel on the map of the watch and jewelry scene is Monsieur. As a matter of fact, Monsieur de Chanel has been placing Chanel in the center of independent watchmakers, gaining trust among true collectors, acknowledging the ability of the fashion house to to excel in genuine watchmaking. Launched in 2016, it was Chanel's first watch created exclusively for men, combining elegance, understated style, and advanced watchmaking technology. The Monsieur watch is powered by the Calibre 1, Chanel's first in-house movement. And this manual winding mechanical movement was developed and assembled entirely in-house and is notable for its impressive design and technical sophistication. The Calibre 1 includes a jumping hour complication and a retrograde minute display, emphasizing both on artistry and precision. And we've seen so many references, some adorned with baguette diamonds, other with the use of black ceramic. But the Monsieur watch has always been characterized with a minimalistic dial, showcasing a clean and elegant aesthetic with the time displaying jumping hours window at 6 o'clock and retrograde minute hand sweeping across the upper part of the dial. But it's also available in platinum or beige gold, which is a particular gold blend that gives a subtle but specific color that Chanel owns full proprietary. And it's a mix of rose gold and yellow gold, but with the silky appearance. But nevertheless, regardless of the metal you will choose, the Monsieur de Chanel represents a bold step into watchmaking for the brand, combining their legacy of refined design and advanced horological innovations.